Welcome to the August edition of Spotlight on Bennington. I'm John Shanahan, the director of the Better Bennington Corporation. I'd like to welcome you to the Southern Vermont Arts and Crafts Festival, which is in Bennington for the first time. We love having it here. The crowds have been great, and so far, weather's been beautiful. Actually, the first beautiful weekend of the whole summer. Stay with Alicia and me for a few minutes. We're going to take you through the whole festival and show you what you're missing. Our first stop is right here at the Vermont Arts Exchange with two very important guys in Bennington. One is Matthew Perry, the director of the Vermont Arts Exchange. Matthew,
Hello.
Tell us what you got going on behind us.
Well, we have kind of a make-it-take-it art tent going on where you can do some plaster carving or some painting and make some wood sculptures or, you know, anything you want. We've got a bunch of tools and paints and things like that, trying to encourage people to make art as well as buy it.
Thanks, Matthew. You had some nice crowds here this weekend too, with the kids coming in. Really interesting stuff.
Beautiful.
Excellent. And of course, you should get a picture of the art bus. The art bus, I love when you guys show up at all the events. One of them has been First Friday a couple times this year. We missed you this weekend because you were up here, but good to see you guys out there.
Yeah, it's good to be out there.
Well, we're going to keep moving. Thanks, Matthew.
All right.
First stop, we're going to take you around and meet some of the artists here at the Southern Vermont Arts and Crafts Festival. And we're starting with Jonathan, a new friend I made this morning. Jonathan, thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
How are you enjoying the show so far?
Oh, it's beautiful. We love the area. We're delighted to be partnering with the businesses in Bennington, the people who own B&Bs and inns, and the artisans in Bennington. We are really pleased to be here.
Good. It's been a good show for you so far?
It's been one of my better shows.
Oh, good to hear. We got lucky. We were talking earlier about the weather. It's been a tough summer, but we got lucked out with this weekend.
We did.
Great. Having a good time
for that.
Now that we got you, can you tell us a little bit about your work?
So on the right, you're looking at the Wild Wind barn, and the fellow had a daughter. She wanted to have a wedding, and she said, "Dad, can I have a dance?" And he said, "Sure, honey, I'll build you a barn." So they had a fantastic dance in the barn on their property. What distinguishes my photography from other photographs and other photographers is the painterly quality. What you're noticing here is that it very much looks like a painting. That is my kind of signature look, and I'm very proud of that. Over to the left is a bridge that's the Richmond Bridge, Richmond, Vermont. I love featuring the differences between what nature has created, Mount Mansfield, versus what man has created, the Richmond Bridge. That bridge was cut in half, opened, and rebuilt so that emergency traffic could go over the new road without impeding the traffic of normal traffic. So I just like featuring kind of nature's beauty and man-made beauty.
And mixing the two together. Really interesting. And you're right, the photographs do have the painting look to it, the quality different. Sure. Yeah, with some really bright colors brought out of it. Jonathan, we want to keep you. We know you've been busy. Thank you very much.
Very nice, John.
Hope to see you again next year.
Stopping by. I appreciate it.
Our next stop here is at DB Gem's mining adventure. I'm with Doug and Bobby. Doug, if you don't mind taking a few seconds and telling us about your beautiful selection here.
My work is, what I am is a bush miner. I'm a miner that travels mostly overseas into West Africa and Brazil. And I'm extracting high-grade gem rough that I collect personally so that I can actually facet or cut the gems into the designs that you see here. And following all that, I take the gems that I'm faceting and then create these designs. All of this work is one of a kind, and it's basically done to create something hopefully that's inordinate and out of the realm of what you see on a commercial basis. The work I do primarily, though, concerns itself with this kind of thing, this kind of mining. My mines are concession mines, mostly in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, Madagascar, Tanzania. I used to live in Brazil for part of the year, and I still mine in Brazil. My wife, thankfully, is a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. She allows me
get some miles there, don't you?
The flexibility of all these flights. Yeah, so I'm fortunate. It's been a blessed union, and we seem to work really well with it. And everything I do is in collection base. I find things that hopefully you won't see again. And I learned to design and cut about 37 years ago. So this is an application of life that has taken its toll positively and negatively. Negatively because I've had a lot of illnesses from overseas, but positively because I in general find things that you don't typically see in the open market.
Doug, we've been finding a lot of that throughout this whole show. It's a beautiful show, and you're definitely a great representative of it. We love having you here in Bennington.
Thank you.
Hopefully it turns out to be a good show with you, or for you folks.
Yes.
Can people, if they see what they're, if they see something they like on TV right now, can they get a hold of you somehow, or do you have a website or a
I do.
email?
I do. It's simply Mining Adventures and .com. And Mining Adventures deals with just obviously the mining end of things. My website primarily deals with my mining and the mining end of things. It's like a Nat Geo site.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of work online because it's all original, and it's hard for me to put it up and take it off.
Sure.
Even though my site's old, but it just deals with it pragmatizes what I do as a.
But they can contact you through the
They
site.
can contact me through the site, yes. And,
Excellent.
And that's all my information is on the site, on the website.
Really interesting. I think
Well-
Alicia and I made a good choice stopping
Well,
here.
that's very
so
kind of you.
Thank you.
thank you,
very much.
both of you.
Very
It's
nice.
nice meeting both of you.
I'm the model.
Thanks for taking the time.
Beautiful piece right
Kind
there.
of work, yeah.
Yeah. Doug, Bobby, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're going to go
Okay.
inside the Vermont specialty tent and then off to the indoor tent as well. DB Gems and the Mining Adventures, what a great spot. And so we're going to walk around the show today and find some of the artisans who are actually doing their work right here. We got lucky because Alicia and I picked one of our favorite booths. We both agreed on the same one. And I'm here with artisan Chong Lim. Chong, could you explain to us what it is that you're doing?
What I'm doing here is I'm carving a plate, magnesium of brass. It's a 1/4 inch thick. I'm carving a chickadee birds in backwards, reverse form. The reason is because that way I can press a watercolor paper into the cavity, into the carving, and then it will come out positive. And then I color I do the watercolor over, and then I create the background and so on, and then I will frame it and try to sell it.
And are you carving that are you looking at something or just doing that from memory?
I am. I made a sketch, and then once I carved the outline of that bird onto the plate, and then from there on, I just use my imagination.
Oh, and I noticed you're doing it upside down.
Yeah.
And backwards.
Yes. Yeah. Upside down, backwards.
So on top of all the talent, you can do it upside down and backwards too.
Yep.
And then behind us we have some of the finished products.
Yes.
And what caught my eye first was the fact that it's not only beautifully painted, it's embossed. You take the paper and you emboss it
I
into
take the watercolor paper and emboss it, and then I do watercolor. So
Yeah.
I'm a watercolorist also.
Yeah, it's they're beautiful, beautiful
so-
pieces, and you have to really see them. They have kind of a 3D quality to them, and beautifully framed and everything. So, is there somehow people can get a hold of you? Do you have a website or?
Yeah, I do have it's islanddesigns.net.
islanddesigns.net,
.net.
and you have some of your work on the website that they can see?
Yes, I do.
Well, I hope it represents itself the way it does in person, because it's really spectacular.
Thank you very
Chong,
much.
thank you for letting us take a few
Okay.
minutes of your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and thanks for coming to Bennington. We picked a nice little backdrop here on D'Onofrio Leather. Thank you very much for letting us use the space, but I wanted to introduce you to the person who brings this whole thing together. This is Charlie Dooley from Craft Producers. Charlie, thank you very much for coming down to Bennington and putting on this beautiful show.
Well, we're very grateful. We think we found a new home.
We hope you found a new home.
We'll be back again next year, and the reception has been fabulous. The enthusiasm of the Chamber of Commerce and the Bennington Potters has been outstanding in welcoming us and supporting us. And we look together to a very synergistic and healthy relationship in the future.
Yeah, Charlie, when we heard you were coming down here, we all kind of got together really quickly, created the Bennington Arts Weekend.
Oh, yes.
You've been great working with us to make it an entire weekend. And
That's the future too, because the Arts Weekend, we can play a role in it, but there should be arts events all over town.
Yeah.
And build it up over the years to bring in tourists and locals alike.
Yeah, I know. In an earlier conversation, you had mentioned you like being closer to your major markets of the Albany area and New York City, and Albany is a huge market for us. And so we love the fact that when people come over for the day, there's a lot for them to do. Yeah. So having this here is such a major draw, and hopefully new people to Bennington. There's one of our favorite artists right there. It's been a great weekend. Fortunately, the weather's been great.
And many businesses in town reported super business over the weekend.
Oh, sure. I was downtown all weekend.
And Bennington Potters was very busy yesterday.
Yeah, and they deserve to be. They did a great job.
Very supportive. Sheila Harden has been fantastic.
Yeah, and it's been fun working with all the organizations. The enthusiasm level's been right at the top. And love having you here.
She even threw a great party for the exhibitors.
Yeah, the dinner and the dance last night.
The dance were just amazing. Good
Who
food.
knew that you could have a party for 160 people right in the Bennington Potters factory? But total transformation, really nice evening.
People were clamoring for her to open it up as a club.
Yeah, she should. It's really interesting spot. So thanks to Bennington Potters. They underwrote a lot of our advertising and promotional stuff. Actually half of it, that made it more affordable for the rest of us, and did that beautiful bluebird pottery for all the artisans. We put the welcome bag together. So
yeah, that was a great touch. All of the artists here at the show got a gift bag, including a piece of pottery and many discount coupons from all over town. So again, just demonstrated the great support from Bennington.
Great. I'm glad you noticed it, and I appreciate everything. And if you hang with me for one sec, that welcome bag, it's part of the Bennington Economic Development Strategy. All of us got together. We have arts is a big component of our economic development strategy. So in that strategy was us all getting together, and when we have an opportunity like Charlie brings to us, that we're ready to do something. We all got together, a lot of the merchants in town, put together little discount coupons for all the artisans to welcome them to Bennington. The pottery made this one-of-a-kind piece called the Little Bluebird, just for the artisans. And so I got to meet with a lot of the artisans, and they all mentioned that they felt very welcome, and makes us feel good that it was able to make a difference. And having you here is huge for us, so we hope that this is your new home here at Camelot Village.
It is, and the public has also been very enthusiastic in liking this, and they hope we stay here, and we will. We're very pleased to be here.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that. We got them because everybody keeps asking me.
I promise.
Good to hear. Charlie, thanks for your time. Sure. Stay with us. We're going to take you through and show you the rest of the show. We got one spot here we wanted to catch on the video without interrupting him because he's been very busy, but Gabriel from Gabriel's Glass, I heard he's been is a really nice guy, and we were told we have to meet him. But as you can see, the work he does is fantastic. It was one of those booths that we just couldn't walk by. It's extremely ornate glass and very detailed and fine work. So hopefully he gets a few seconds here to give us, and we can introduce you to Gabriel from Gabriel's Glass. Gabriel, I'm John from the Better Bennington Corp. Thanks for giving us a few seconds.
Absolutely.
We're filming the artisans at the show, and we walked by and saw your booth and just the product you have. And actually, one of the other artisans told us to make sure we come over and talk to you.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about what you do here, because I know it says art for everyday use.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what kind of world you live in, but that's everyday use. Not out of that anyway. Beautiful stuff you have.
Well,
tell us a little bit about it.
Myself. I'm a second generation Vermont glassblower, and my father is a glassblower, and I was basically raised in a glass shop. It's all I've ever done for work. About 20 years ago, I built my own studio.
In what town?
In Williamstown, Vermont.
Oh, great.
And so I've been self-employed since then. My objective is to make functional work that's also artistic, and people. I don't want to make fragile items that people are afraid to use, but I also want to make them, stand on their own and be works of art. So I'm trying to bridge that gap.
Well, I'm not sure if it's functional that you wouldn't be afraid to use. I wouldn't be allowed to touch any of this anywhere I've ever lived, but it certainly is beautiful artistic work. So you've been doing this since you're in your dad's shop?
Absolutely. I've been gathering glass since I was a little kid.
And how about your dad's dad? How did your dad start doing it?
When I was a kid, his father wasn't a glass blower, but when I was a kid, we lived in Sweden, and my father worked at the Orrefors glass factory, which is a very famous Swedish crystal. So that's where he got his training, and he came back and built a glass furnace and started melting beer bottles and making glass. And so I've taken it to the next level where I melt crystal, a higher quality product.
Well, he did a good job interesting you in this and seeing what this turned out. Was his work similar to this?
Totally different.
It was?
Totally different.
What was it like?
His work could be described as folk art. It's massive, more irregular.
Self-trained then, or did you?
Well, he worked at Orrefors, in Sweden, but he...
No, you. How did you take it to this level?
I learned from my dad, and I also worked for Simon Pierce for 10 years, and that kind of refined my skills a little bit.
Yeah. It has that look. Certainly not folky.
It's not folky.
Not at all. Gabriel, thanks for the time. Is there some way people can get a hold of you or go to a website?
Absolutely. It's GabrielGlass.com.
GabrielGlass.com. Spelling's right behind our head here. Gabriel, thank you for the time.
Okay,
thanks for coming to Bennington.
My pleasure.
Okay, keep with us. We're going to get you down to another artisan or two. Our next stop is at Hudson River Inlay, and as you can see behind me, spectacular work. So we had to pick this stop here, and I'm with Monty. Monty, I'm John. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. Can you tell us a little bit about your work? Describe it. I know we're standing here in front of Alicia's favorite piece, and I'm going to stand close because the mic is right here.
So we use 80 kinds of woods all together. For
80 kinds of wood?
80 kinds of woods. It's cut out like a puzzle. So each piece, here's a bird's eye maple piece. Core from Hawaii. Comes even with the ladybug for good luck.
Does that laser cut?
We use saw and knife about 30 years, use laser last few years.
It's so precision. Yeah, it's beautiful work. And here's the piece that Alicia is her favorite piece. Can you tell us about this? Like how many woods are in here?
This one has 12 woods, and that's bird's eye maple, myrtle from Oregon. I left these knots on the purpose, so it looks very pretty with that grain.
Yeah. It has a sheen to it too. It's like
it's a good finish, acrylic urethane, so it's safe in there.
It's a beautiful piece of furniture. And where is your shop?
Close to West Point, New Windsor, New York.
New Windsor. And how long have you been doing the Craft Producer Show?
About 20 years.
Really, 20 years.
A long time.
Great. We had a nice weekend up until about 2 seconds ago. It started to rain.
That's it.
Maybe everybody will come into the tent. But Monty, thanks for giving us a few moments here.
Thank you.
Do you have a website that people can go?
Website is there on the bottom.
Right here. It's Maddie.
It's HudsonRiverInlay.com.
Oh, that's your email. It's HudsonRiverInlay.com. Check it out. It's some beautiful stuff, and I know Alicia's getting some of the photos of these incredible pieces of artwork. Next stop, I'm going to introduce you to Paul here at Timeless Lighting. Paul, thanks for giving us a few minutes. We're picking and choosing the booths that we stop at based on how they look, and yours is really spectacular.
Thank you.
We have a welcome center downtown, and I was looking yesterday. I want all chandeliers there, and I want all of those actually. So,
very good.
All your creations?
Yep.
Where's your shop?
Actually, we just moved. My son opened up a store down in the Berkshire Mall.
Oh, nice and close.
Yeah. So it's called Crossroads Collections, and it has a variety of all kinds of different things. But
well, where'd you move from?
Stanford, Vermont. So it's where we actually build the physical pieces.
Okay. So you're getting closer. So your next stop, shut down the mall, move to Main Street in Bennington, and then you've nailed it then.
Yep.
Well, we're glad you're getting closer. Tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about how you start, or how you design them, create them.
About 20 years ago, I got into just kind of fell into it. I met a guy that actually did this all of his life until he died. Did only basically for the rich and famous, so he wouldn't sell it to the average person. And through the years, I just started doing it, and you've seen my product everywhere because all the country magazines have it in there. I do movie sets, I do still for the rich and famous and all that kind of stuff as well. So you've definitely seen my product before.
So you do commission pieces as well as just...
I do all towns, I do cities. We did all of Euro Disney years ago. Everything you see over there is our stuff.
No kidding, that's great to know. And how do people find you on your website?
Timelesslighting.com, and they can go right to the website and find it. And like I said, because my son opened up the store, I'm using it as a showroom.
Right.
So you can go down there and find it, the product in a bigger fashion. So.
Well, if you wait about another 6 months, we're going to make sure he gets him and his son up here on Main Street in Bennington. It would look beautiful in one of our storefronts, and you see that we can bring some bigger crowds to Bennington.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The show looks great. I mean, it's the first time I've kind of done it here. So
Yep.
I've done Manchester with these guys a couple times and some of the other venues. But I hope it works out. I plan on coming back, and I think it's going to be great.
Good to hear. And again, it's just thank God we came inside the tent.
Right.
It's been a beautiful weekend right up until we came inside, and but its show's almost over. So I'm glad you had a good weekend, Paul.
I did.
And thanks for giving us a few minutes. Make sure you check him out at his website. Really beautiful stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Made a special stop here with two friends of mine, Michelle and Jim.
Hey.
How you doing? Hey, you guys. We've been talking to all the vendors all around, but we haven't talked to anybody who's at the show. Tell us what's going on.
Everything. There's marbles, there's belts, there's funky jewelry, bird baths, food, just amazing.
Beer samples.
It's beer samples, there's
Vodka
whiskey samples, vodka, and you know what? It's great to be in an event and not have to work at an
I know.
event.
I'm saying that to everybody. I know.
What I've noticed about all the vendors are very helpful, and they're really nice to talk to.
Very kind,
and
gracious.
They're kind of giving you all the background on what they're doing, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, we were interviewing some of them. Boy, really talented, really interesting people. It's been fun doing it.
Yeah.
But we're coming, right now we're in the Vermont specialty tent. Maybe you can see behind us the shortbread, the gourmet sauces, fudge, all sorts of things.
Food galore.
You probably missed it this year, but next year
you gotta come.
You heard Charlie say that we own the show now, so next year, August, the first week in August, whatever it is. Before we go, just real quick, in case you don't know Michelle and Jimmy, they're also the producers of the Aurora Dance Festival, another huge event in Bennington. Can you give us any insight for next year yet?
Next year is the 10th year.
10 years.
And 10 years. Can you imagine anything going 10 years here? Woo-hoo! So April 27th.
April 27th, 2014. Put that in your calendars right now.
Mark that in your calendar.
I know you don't even tell us the theme until like a week before, so
That's
I guess
right.
that's not going to get out now.
You can work on it though.
How about the location? Still secret?
We're working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to be under a tent though. This is
I know,
amazing.
isn't this awesome? I
I've
know.
been trying to talk Jimmy into this for 10 years.
One of these days. But after 10 years, you got to be running low on themes, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
The world is full of things.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for doing that anyways, and thanks for giving us a few minutes as you join us in the Vermont tent.
Bye.
All right, folks, I guess that wraps up our half-an-hour show already. Hope you enjoyed taking a tour with Alicia and me. As a reminder, if you missed the show this year, put it on your calendar for next year. I know your calendar's getting kind of full if you live in Bennington, because here we are only in the beginning of August, and already there's been events and activities all over town. But this show runs through August, and just want to remind you that come September, that's when things really swing into high gear. We have the car show coming up and the car show cruising, which will be on Saturday night of the car show. We'll have Fall-Palooza coming at the end of October. We have the Oktoberfest coming up at Colgate Park. Of course, Garlic Fest coming up in the beginning of September. So it's one right after the other. So make sure you check out either Bennington.com, which is the Chamber website, or BetterBennington.com, which is the BBC website, or BenningtonVT.org, which is a new website for the town of Bennington. And they have a Google Calendar that we're all putting our information there. Don't want to hear you don't know what's going on in town, because if you do, it's your own fault. We have that information out everywhere, and there's a lot to do. Thanks again for joining Alicia and me for Spotlight on Bennington. I'm John Shanahan, and we'll see you in the fall.